How'd you do? TGI Mama Jammin' F, folks. Hello back to Colorado from Pennsylvania, Mary. Colorado. I've been dreaming about those mountains out there. I've been dreaming about heading west a lot lately, since it seems like I'm kind of more marooned here than ever before. Hey, Debbie. Nice to see you. Well, I don't really see you because you don't have an avatar picture, but I'm picturing you. Hi, Ma. Coming to you at the end of hey, Steve. Good to see you, duder. Coming to you at the end of a fairly dreary couple of days here. I'm seeing a lot of gray skies and drizzle outside my window here. But the moon is up. That's always a good sign. And got some songs to carry us through. Hey, Jessica. Drear ain't stopping you, huh? I know keeps her kitchen open to the winds that blow, sits 'em down, fills 'em up with all the stories that she knows. They're only passing through, and they put their hats back on and leave the poorer. They can't remain, for the weatherman needs wind next county over. Along comes me to make myself a fool as an experiment, looking like someone who wandered in the room by accident. But I might sit down. If she's asking me to stay, I might consider. For I surely know how people can get lonesome in the winter. With silence in a crowded room, and I want to show her all that's real in me and not some mean cartoon. But as the records play and the people all line up to pick their poison, will she turn away? Will she close her eyelids not to let the boys in? She is real. Nobody doubts that she's only flesh and bone. She won't last long as some cold beauty made from marble stone. But if that's what she were, birds would come to build their nests upon her, and the professor would come to build their reputations on her. She is real. Everyone knows the words don't come by accident. They don't conceal the evidence. The time we lost was time well spent, and it's not her fault if she can't remember all the winds that came and went. She is real, and that's how she makes me feel. A love song for those of you who are feeling romantical or who are romantically inclined. Hey Gwen. Hey Mary. Yeah. Sitting by a fire to escape the gloom. I can relate to that. I've been doing a lot of that this week. I've been spending nights out of doors with the dogs by a little fire out in the yard as a substitute for staring at the TV for hours on end. And I find it much more conducive to good vibes and good moods. And you know, I get a little bit upset with myself every time I react to the rain and the gray, because I feel like I'm being hacked by some kind of evolutionary brain chemistry thing. Because I don't have anything against rain and gray skies inherently. I think that rainy days are beautiful. I think that cloudy skies are beautiful. They make the plants grow. They make the wildflowers grow. They make the mushrooms grow. I found a nice clutch of morel mushrooms today. I've been finding them just about every day I go out and look. That doesn't happen without the rain. So why do we react to it sometimes with a dreary kind of mood? I think it has something to do with sunshine and circadian rhythms and things like that. But I always feel like I should be able to rise above it, and maybe singing a few songs for you guys is kind of my way of doing that. So why won't your child stare at the sky with you, Danielle? Is there something else she would rather stare at? I think it's healthy to do some sky gazing. It's one of the things that I appreciate about this slowed down, upside down, inside out time that we're living in, is that I very rarely, unless I have one of these shows on the schedule, and even only a little bit then, I very rarely have to worry about being anywhere or how long I'm spending doing any particular thing. So if I'm cooking myself a meal in the kitchen and it's getting a little bit elaborate, I'm not looking at my watch all the time. One day, for example, I was out in the yard with the dogs, and there was a woodpecker up in the tree, and I heard it tapping, and I started looking up for it, and I just was circling the tree really slowly, just really lost in that moment, searching for this woodpecker until I spotted it up there, with no thought of having to do whatever the next task was going to be. Look out, Ringo Cam coming at you. The Ringo Cam is picking up some heavy vibrations indeed. There's the boy himself. There he is. He must have learned where the Ringo Cam is. Can you look at that? He's lying right in front of it. Oh, a 5-year-old, huh? That's a tough go. Trying to get a 5-year-old to sit still and look at the sky, I imagine. I haven't spent a lot of time trying to accomplish that myself. All right. That's enough Enough dog footage for now. No, wait, he's looking at you. All right, he's giving you the side eye. Should have some kind of a... I feel like I should have some kind of lively calliope music that goes along with the Ringo cam or something. Ringo is a little bit sleepy. Lolo Vac, you're right about that. Ringo's sleepy because every single day he and Luna and I have been walking out in the hills. I forage for wild edible things, and these guys just bomb up and down the hills nonstop. So he's feeling it right now. He's ready to unwind, and he just had dinner. Let's see here. Oh, come look at the ocean with me, Imogene. Eyes flashing like mirrors of blue. The moon in her orbit will dance with the tide, but I will dance only with you. See how the seabirds are born on the waves. How can they seem so unafraid? Adrift on that hungry black deep and unknown, where ghosts take the sailors gone over the boats. For even the dead wouldn't wander alone, nor would I wander without you. Oh, the things I could tell you of lands that I've seen would widen your blue eyes with wonder. But to legends of the country that lies in your heart, my tales are like whispers to thunder. They say the gods make their homes on the top of the world, and devils they dance round the bottom. Here in the middle we live, love and die, unsure of our hearts and forgetful in dreams, washed up on the shore in the moon's silver beams, where I am with you, Imogene. My ship leaves tomorrow as dawn reaches in, as sung in the stories of Homer. The sea's where he's going, and the sea's where he's been. Make an island of the heart of a roamer. If I should blow back to you on a wind from the east, with rum and with songs and with flowers, I won't look back and I'll marry you then, down by the ocean in the moon's silver beams. And you be my lover and I'll be your friend, and I'll live on the land of Imogene. I live on the land of Imogene. You guys catch that bird singing in the background? Did the mic pick that up enough? I heard it in the earphones. I don't know if it got across there. It was perfect though. Just as the guitar chord was fading out, this bird singing. It really had it sounded like an omen of hope somehow. I really liked it. Hopefully it'll keep on going. He's hanging out a little bit late into the twilight here. The sun is pretty well down, but I'm glad he stuck around. That's cool, Katrina. Julian's a good name. I always liked that name. I think I learned it because it was John Lennon's first son's name. And when I was a kid, I hated my name. I always wished it was Julian, or I think I wanted it to be Chris for a while. I wanted to have an ordinary name. Leonardo felt cumbersome back then. Now I like my Italian name. Hi, Melody. Good to see you. I'm just spitballing here, folks, as always. I don't know what I'm going to play. And some nights, the songs pop right into my head, and some nights there's a lot of me standing here going, sitting here. I'm not even standing. And during shows with the band, somebody else might yell out an idea. And we've been playing together so long, Vinegar Creek constituency boys and I, that oftentimes it'd be a similar idea to what was popping into my head. But as of right now, this has been kind of an off day for me. So if you've got any requests you'd like to hear, please shout them out. Keep in mind that I prefer requests of songs that I know. If you have a song that you think I really might know and you want to give it a try, that's cool, as long as you don't get mad at me if I can't do it. I love requests for my own songs. And requests for songs you've heard me do are cool too. Request what you want. The worst thing that can happen is I don't do it. I think I'm going to do this song that I learned from Hank Williams. He had a big hit with it, Hank Williams Sr. It started out even older than that, back in the days of the minstrel shows and minstrel records, which is an unsavory chapter in American history, to be sure. Those minstrel shows were obviously very racist and all that stuff. However, minstrel music had a profound impact on what was to come after it. It's even believed by music historians these days that the minstrel show music had an impact on blues records that were to come. So you had white people pretending to be black people making records, and then that in turn influenced actual black people making records, who then influenced white people making records. There's a lot of cross-pollination in music. So although, we'd rather that whole period of American history hadn't happened, those minstrel records are still interwoven with the fabric of what music is today. And this particular minstrel record got into the hands of Hank Williams. And he worked up a version of this song. It's not like a weird plantation song or anything like that. It's a pretty straight-up tune. Nothing bad in this one. But Hank did this song on the Grand Ole Opry, and they say, I don't know if it's true or if it's an apocryphal tale, but they say he was called back out for 9 or 10 encores of the same song, or off of this song. So they must have really dug it. The guy that first cut the record, as far as I know, is a guy that was named Emmett Miller, a minstrel performer, and the tune is called The Lovesick Blues. Got a feeling called the blues, oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what I do. All I do is sit and sigh. Oh Lord, that last long day she said goodbye. Oh Lord, I thought I would cry. She'll do you, she'll do me. She got that kind of loving Lord, I loved to hear her when she called me sweet daddy. Such a beautiful dream. I hate to think it all over. I've lost my heart, it seems. But I've grown so used to you somehow. Lord, I'm nobody's sugar daddy now. Well, I'm lonesome, got them lovesick blues. Oh, I'm in love with a beautiful gal. That's what's the matter with me. Yes, I'm in love with a beautiful gal. She don't care about me. Lord, I've tried and I've tried to keep her satisfied, but she just wouldn't stay. Now that she is leaving, this is all I can say. Got a feeling called the blues, oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. Lord, I don't know what I do. All I do is sit and sigh. Oh Lord, that last long day she said goodbye. Oh Lord, I thought I would die. She'll do you, she'll do me. She got that kind of loving. Lord, I love to hear her when she called me sweet daddy. Such a beautiful dream. I hate to think it all over. I've lost my heart, it seems. But I've grown so used to you somehow. Lord, I'm nobody's sugar daddy now. Well, I'm lonesome, I got the lovesick blues. Lovesick blues. Yeah. What do we got there? Elizabeth Lee or the Cornhuskers Ball. Yeah, okay. I haven't done Elizabeth Lee in a while. I know I'm going to be missing the mandolin solo on this one. Of course, I miss the mandolin solos in all of them. I live in a ditch by the side of the road. This is where I live. I ain't bothered by the cold, though I can't feel my toes. I'm just trying to think positive. I roam like a ghost through the Kansas City dawn. This is where I roam, and I hope I go to heaven on the day that I die. Send me down, Lord, and I still call it home. I once had a soul that could well up with joy. I once had a warm heart to give. I gave them for free to Elizabeth Lee. Now all I got left is to think positive. I lived in the forest in the trunk of a tree. This is where I live. If the night would stop howling, I could get me some sleep. I'm just trying to think positive. Shower Elizabeth Lee with diamonds to shine like the stars. Held up the 409 down on the Kansas City line. The Bible salesman knocked her up with me behind bars. I live in the cemetery, lonesome and damn. This is where I live. Well, the rats both go as big as heavyweight champs. I'm just trying to think positive. I cried out my soul, poor Elizabeth Lee. Swore that I never could live. I swore I would strangle her dead while she sleep. But God damn it to hell, I gotta think positive. I'll sleep at the bottom of the cold Missouri. This is where I'll sleep. I'll make friends with the eels. I'll forget all my meals, my troubles in the muddy deep. I live in a ditch by the side of the road. This is where I live. I ain't bothered by the cold, though I can't feel my toes. I'm just trying to think positive. Yes, I'm just trying to think positive. Yes, I am just trying to think positive. Well, that's a murder ballad called Elizabeth Lee from the first Vinegar Creek Constituency album. Evening, Bob. Good to see you. Hardly know. I won't. I won't tell Jeff you said that. I don't think Jeff's probably watching the broadcast. All right. Friday night, y'all. Let's pack this joint. Hit that little share button on your screen there, or start a watch party, or whatever the hell it says on Facebook these days. Hit that share button and invite your friends to come in. They'll like it in here. It's dark in here and warm and womb-like. Come in. Come in. What do we got down there? Oh, Ringo Cam. We're getting some inactivity on the Ringo Cam right now. He isn't going anywhere soon. Yeah. Wore that guy out. Let's see, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Can anybody tell my mother who this is on my shirt? Do we have a winner? What does that say on the guitar there? It says, "This machine kills fascists." Anybody know who that is? I'll wait. Excuse me. I don't have anywhere to go. Not for a while. Waiting on the comments. No? Okay. This is Woody Guthrie. This is Woody Guthrie on my t-shirt. Jessica had it, and Kim had it. They got there just... They probably typed it right before I said it. Danielle had it too. I was hoping. I was like, if there aren't at least a few listeners in this broadcast that can recognize Woody Guthrie, I'm going to feel like I'm at fault for this. I'll do a Woody Guthrie song for you in a minute to drive the point home here. Earlier, I was thinking when I put this shirt on, I was thinking about what Woody Guthrie would have to say about the whole COVID-19 fiasco. I was wondering, and yeah, there's probably a pretty good lag in between when you type your comments and when I see them, Jessica, because I'm not even on Facebook right now. We know you had it. We know you knew the answer. Yeah, I put this shirt on. I was thinking, what would Woody have had to say about all of this jazz? You know, he lived through some catastrophes himself. He was traveling around singing songs during the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl crisis out in Oklahoma. And thinking about what Woody would think about it got me thinking of another song about it. So I'll get to work on that as soon as possible. I hadn't been writing for the last couple of weeks since I wrote that social distancing rag tune, but I started writing again this week. So hopefully I have some new stuff coming out soon. Demos will be uploaded to Patreon when available. Well, who cares if we got heartache here, my boy? We can hold it close until it kills us to endure it. They say one man's sorrow is another's joy. One's head is another's tail. So I'll flip you for it. Perhaps the sky is just a big dark place to get lost. Maybe the moon is just a silver dime to be torn. Cold out in the air where some opponents chime. Oh brother, tell me, can you spare the moon a silver dime? Lord knows that old his fortune loves a game to hide among the leaves and sucker punch the rover. You wager happiness and love, bear yellow fame with a reckless heart to leave until the game is over. Perhaps the sky is just a big dark place to get lost. Maybe the moon is just a silver dime to be torn. Cold out in the air where some opponents shine. Oh brother, tell me, can you spare the moon a silver dime? Cold out in the air where some opponents shine. Oh brother, tell me, can you spare the moon a silver dime? You need a blanket and a pillow for your bed, a doorway for the rain, a heart that beats too loud too often. Like a friendly dog, the rain cloud overhead, good luck may follow you straight down into your coffin. Perhaps the sky is just a big dark place to get lost. Maybe the moon is just a silver dime to be told out in the air, where's upon its chime. Oh brother, tell me, can you spare the moon a silver dime? Call it in the air, where's upon its chime. Oh brother, tell me, can you spare the moon a silver dime? I keep meaning to tell you guys about this thing I'm doing tomorrow night. There's a Zoom show tomorrow night. A McCleary's Isolation Review, I think they're calling it. Put together by my friend Kelly Buchanan. And maybe some of you who live in the Lancaster area have been to some of Kelly's review shows at McCleary's in the past. There would be like a themed review with a bunch of different performers. Halloween review, Christmas review, television show, theme song review. But anyway, McCleary's is a place where McCleary's Pub is a place where many of us have worked over the years as musicians, and like all other restaurants, they're closed, and that puts their service staff in a really tough spot. So we're raising funds with this Zoom concert tomorrow night. I think it's at 8. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows. I think it's at 8, and I'm going to be doing a song in it, and a bunch of my buddies are going to be doing songs in it. So, I'm not sure where that link is going to be. If you search for McCleary's Isolation Review on Facebook, you'll find it. There's an event page, and that'll tell you how to get in there. It's still a little bit confusing to me because of the whole Zoom thing. Is something I've only been doing for the last couple weeks, just like a lot of us have only been doing it for the past couple weeks. So, but it's going to work. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a bunch of people in a digital room at the same time. So that's tomorrow night, Saturday night. And then next week, my schedule is going to be a little different. I'll still be doing Wednesday night. Next week, there won't be any Friday show. Instead, on Saturday night, my friends at TELUS 360 are going to host my show on their page, which will put it in the sights of a lot more people because they have a lot more followers on their page. It'll be the same show. I'll be sitting here in the same room, playing the same guitars, talking the same kind of nonsense, but it will be on the TELUS 360 page. So I'll remind you guys of that this week, that it's coming. And of course, Sunday, day after tomorrow at 1 p.m. is still the Beatles brunch. This week, the benefits will go to the Crispus Attucks Foundation in Lancaster, another organization that helps folks in need. And this charity was chosen this week by my friend Carrie Shirley. It's her birthday that day. And so we're having her birthday party in the Beatles brunch. And we can all sing happy birthday to her 10 times or so and raise some money for the Crispus Attucks Foundation. Yep, hasn't moved. Toothless grin, a swallow's nest, her lover's vow, her banker's breast, bells and whistles, diamond rings, the sleeper car on the midnight train to Colorado Springs, the drifter's pockets, a beggar's hand, the gas tank of a traveling dive bar band, an open throat about to sing. Oh, bless these almost empty things. An open road, a waiting womb, a resurrected rabbi's tomb, magnolia branches before the spring. Oh, bless these almost empty things. If this were all completely full of shit, nothing beautiful could fit. The cup that runneth over can't catch no spring rain water. You can't clasp a hand whose fist is full of dollars. The Buddhists have it in their texts that everything is emptiness. Bet in my next lifetime that what it means is bless these almost empty things. Last night I dreamed a beggar's dream. The moon rolled out one faded beam, and for some reason there was you, almost empty-handed too. That's called Almost Empty Things. You're probably not the only one watching with a small human, Danielle. I think a lot of people watch with small humans. When you talk about riding in my car, are you talking about the Woody Guthrie song? The car song? Take you to go ride in the car. I hope that's the one you're talking about. I have done that song for a Woody Guthrie event, but it's been a while. Nice. I love that song. I don't remember all of it. I will get that one in for you at a future date, I promise, because I love that song. And there's some Woody Guthrie, I think his birthday maybe is coming up. I don't know. We always do the show. There's a show at a restaurant called The Black Gryphon called Woody's Picnic that myself and my buddies Cordy Byron and Matt Wenger and Jeff Bragg play the Woody songs every year. And they raise funds for to fight Huntington's chorea, which is the disease that killed Woody Guthrie. and it's always a fun evening. I doubt we'll be having it this year, but I am not the official word on that. Let's see. So I guess I'm not really set to do that one right now because I kind of forget the words. I learned it just for the show last year, and then it kind of fell out of my head, but it's a great tune. I'll work that into the set one of these coming nights, but I'll do a Woody song. That's a great song. Take you riding in the car, car. Take you riding in the car, car. Take you riding in the car, car. I'll take you riding in the car. Take you riding in the car. There's the short version. The engine, it goes. The engine, it goes. Front door, back door, clickety clack. I'll take you riding in the car. You can't sing that song in public these days because a lot of spit flies out, and it's unhygienic, COVID-wise. Fortunately, just my dogs are in here, and they slobber on me more than I slobber on them, probably. There's Ringo. He's looking at you, but he's not looking like he's fully with it, to be honest with you. I've seen Ringo at his sharpest, and this doesn't look like it to me. Awesome. Glad we got a smile out of her. This one feels kind of appropriate somehow. First of all, it's one of my favorite Woody songs and one of the ones I know the best. As I mentioned earlier, he was kind of the poet of the Oklahoma Dust Bowl situation, where all the soil started blowing away in these dust storms that would, just wipe out towns and crops and force people to move westward. Back in the 1920s and 30s, I guess. And Woody wrote a bunch of songs about the Dust Bowl. Probably the most well-known of which is a song called Dusty Old Dust. Sometimes it's called So Long, It's Been Good to Know You. And it just reminds me a little bit of where we're at today, because we're seeing hard times like they were back then, Economically, this is probably one of the hardest times we've seen since the Great Depression, since the Dust Bowl crisis. People are struggling, and we've got this weird thing that we're being assailed by that we don't really understand or know too much about. So we got viruses flying around in the air instead of dust particles. But we're maybe we can kind of feel this one a little bit. I don't know. This is a Dusty Old Dust by Woody Guthrie. I sang this song and I'll sing it again, about the place that I lived on the wild Texas plains, in a month called April, in a county called Gray. And this is what all of the people there say: so long, it's been good to know you. So long, been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. This dusty old dust is a-getting my home, and I gotta be drifting along. When the dust storm hit, oh, it hit like thunder, dusted us over, covered us under, blocked out the traffic, blocked out the sun, and straight on to home all the people did run, singing so long, been good to know you. So long, been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. This dusty old dust is a-getting my home, and I gotta be drifting along. Well, we talked about the end of the world, and then we'd sing an old song, then we'd sing it again. We'd sit for an hour, not say a word, and then all these words would be heard. So long, it's been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. This dusty old dust is blowing me home, and I gotta be rolling along. Well, the sweethearts sat in the dark and sparked. They hugged and they kissed in that dusty old dark. They sighed and they cried. They hugged and they kissed, and instead of marriage they talked about this. Honey, so long, it's been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. This dusty old dust is a-getting our home, and I gotta be drifting along. Well, the telephone rang, yeah, it jumped off the wall. That was the preacher making his call. Said, kind friends, this might be the end, so here's your last chance at salvation from sin. All the churches they jammed and the churches they packed. This dusty old dust storm blowing so black. Preacher could not read a word of his text, so he folded his specs and he took up collections. Friends, so long, it's been good to know you. So long, been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. This COVID-19 is a-getting our home, and we gotta be drifting along. So long, been good to know you. So long, been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. This COVID-19 is a-keeping me home, and I gotta be, guess I won't go anywhere. All right. Howdy, Luke. Good to see you. I take that as a fine compliment, Jessica. Thank you. Woody Guthrie is one of the finest writers of song that I know of, and prolific. So much music recorded and written by that man. Boxes and boxes of stuff that he never did get around to making into songs. That's where the cool Wilco Billy Bragg album Mermaid Avenue came from. Y'all have probably heard a song or two off of that, whether you know it or not. Woody's daughter Nora gave Jeff Tweedy, or maybe it was Billy Bragg, one of those guys, a box of Woody Guthrie lyrics. Said, do your thing. An incredible opportunity, and they did not disappoint. Mermaid Avenue is an amazing record, if you haven't heard that. Anadonia greets the clouds of Sunday morning. Bells are ringing, oh clear day lune. Silver jingles in the line and it rains all the time. If it ain't raining now, must be raining soon. In her heart she's searching for the words to tell me she no longer wants me like I want her to. And I shake my head and smile, yeah, I've known that quite a while. I just thought I'd stick around till I was sure you knew I knew. But it's not the end, it's just a little darkness. A little darkness is only moonlight on the wane. This ain't love, it's something kinda like it, with a little gray and a little rain. Anadonia was a child, she was an orphan, talking to the sad-eyed lady in the moon. Destiny distantly shine like the Pegway silver mine, so she stuck her thumb out on the road to ruin. Sometimes it's hard to know your hearts from your diamonds. Sometimes it's hard to know your heart at all. I've been dealt a losing hand and Anna called me, so I ran straight out of the frying pan and up against the wall. But it's not the end, just a little darkness. A little darkness is just like waiting to be born. This ain't love, it's something kinda like it, a little flash and a little storm. Anadonia didn't know where she was going, never seemed to care what fate would bring. She's always trying to catch a thrill wild enough to get her killed, which felt better than not feeling anything. The papers ask me where she's gone and I don't answer. Locked up somewhere, maybe in her grave. Running guns or running games, always running all the same. And it don't matter to or from, wild bird dreads a cage. But it's not the end, just a little darkness. A little darkness is just like waiting to be born. If this ain't love, it's something kinda like it, a little rose and a little thorn. It's not the end, just a little darkness. A little darkness is only moonlight on the wane. If this ain't love, it's something kinda like it, a little gray with a little rain. A little gray, a little rain. A little gray, a little rain. A little gray, a little rain. Anadonia, a song from my most recent album, The Halloween Tapes, Vinegar Creek Constituency Duo, recorded on Halloween 2019 during a raging thunderstorm that surrounded the recording studio with rivers instead of streets, houses, cows, fences, everything was floating by, cars turned upside down, shoes without any owners, tragic, horrific, grisly scene. And electricity surrounded the building in a halo of power, and all the windows blew out, and all the speakers blew out, and all the light bulbs blew out, and we all felt the presence of the spirit running through us and it got into the microphones, and it got into the wires, and it got onto the tapes. And that's what you hear when you listen to the Halloween tapes, folks. You're hearing a Halloween thunderstorm possessing a few guys in a recording studio. It's a true story. It couldn't get any truer if I made it up myself. I can hear you clapping, Angie. Good to see you. Where can I get this album, you ask? What do I have to do? Who do I have to murder? Nobody. You don't have to harm a soul. I'm glad you asked, though, because boom, right there's where you can get it. You can get the Halloween tapes there. You can get any Vinegar Creek constituency album there, and you can get my solo album, The Moon, a Silver Dime, at this address. Guess how much they cost? You decide how much they cost. It's pay what you will. You can pay $1 if that's all you can manage. You can pay, and these days it might be all you can manage. You can pay $100 if you want. I'd be happy about it. I'd say, man, they must really have wanted that album. That feels good. Or honestly, you can pay $0 if you can't afford anything, but you want the record. Just send me an email, and I will send you a free download of this album, because I don't want money to be the reason that you don't have it if you don't have it. So there's my store. Speaking of money and stuff, I wanted to say thanks to all the folks who have been sending in donations via PayPal and Venmo, and some have begun sending donations through the mail, which is cool because I get mail too. This week I got a lot of mail, actually. I got packages with food and some handmade soaps and some really nice cards and letters and a bunch of checks too, donations. So thank you guys who sent me mail, because not only are you supporting the show and me, my life, my staying alive, you're supporting my continued existence on the planet and having a place to live on it, but you're also giving me mail to open and nice things to read, which is really cool. So I appreciate that. If anybody wants to send me mail, I'll give you my address privately if you want it. People often tend to say things like, I promise not to stalk you or anything, which really just makes me think you are going to stalk me. So if you're not planning to stalk me, just maybe don't even let me know that you're not planning to stalk me. If you are going to stalk me, I mean, at least make it interesting, okay? And don't scare the dogs. That's all I ask. All right, that's enough with that interlude there. I just saw a text from Jeff Bryson come in on the screen. I'm half tempted to pull it up. I don't know exactly how, though. I don't want you to see my desktop. It's all messy. It's got a bunch of half-finished work on it. I don't know how to do it. Maybe some other time. Anyway, Jeff Bryson is alive and well, and a text message from him just came through on the screen. It's not supposed to, because I'm supposed to be in Do Not Disturb mode. Okay, now I'm in Do Not Disturb mode. I think I had another song in my head, but I forget what it was. I guess that was it. Yeah. I'm willing to admit to bouts of anhedonia too, Angela. That's why I was so fascinated when I learned that word, because I knew that it was a thing. And if you don't know what that means, anhedonia is a psychological term meaning the inability to feel joy. So if you've ever, not everybody suffers from that kind of depression. So some people don't really know what that feels like, but for those who do suffer from depression, you know that sometimes you might find yourself in a state where you just can't feel, nothing excites you, nothing brings you joy. It's a really scary place to be if you've ever felt that way. You might think about plans or dreams that you have that usually get you firing on all cylinders, and it just does nothing. You can think about getting up and going for a walk. You can think about doing anything you want to do, and it just doesn't get you moving. And it's a rough place to be, which is why I turned it into a girl's name and a song and a story. I thought it made it a little bit easier to deal with. Hi, Gwen's clients. Howdy. Hope you're having a good night or day, wherever you are. I think you're in this area, so it's night for sure. Hi, Lois. Hey, Mitzi. Sorry, Danielle, I don't know Ramblin' Round. My Woody repertoire is a little bit on the thin side this time of year, because if you catch me around July when I'm getting ready for the Woody's Picnic show, I got a bunch of Woody songs in my head. But let's see, do I know any other ones? I probably do. I'll just have to think of them later on. Let's see here. If there's going to be rain, I might as well sing to it. Fall down and lean on the window pane, then rise up and twist in the weather vane. Rise up and fall down again. Fall down, walk these city streets again, then rise up to washed out skies welcome in. Rise up and fall down again. Rise up and fall down again. Rise up, for heaven is waiting, then fall back with the weight of your suffering. Rise up and fall back again. Fall down and send rivers on their way, then rise up and come back some other day. Go and come back again. Go and come back again. Rise up, for we all must try to rise, then fall down like teardrops from weeping eyes. Fall down like teardrops again. And I won't abuse you with flattery, and I won't complain when you fall on me. Rise and fall on me again. Rise and fall on me again. Rise up and fall down again. Rise up and fall down again. It's a waltz for the rain. which I think has stopped for now. Yep, you're right, Jessica. That's going to be a no. Sorry, I don't know LA Freeway by Guy Clark. Great song, though. You walk that hard road, the road you came in on. You haunt your own house and lie awake till dawn. Seems such a short time that you're here and then you're gone. Oh, it's a hard, ragged road to walk upon. Well, it's a wide world that you gotta travel through, and it's the unknown that you gotta travel to. It's a soft heart to keep inside of you. Oh, it's a hard, ragged road to walk upon. You walk that hard road, the road you came in on. Haunt your own house and lie awake till dawn. Seems such a short time, here and then you're gone. Oh, it's a hard, ragged road to walk upon. The howling wind chills you to the bones inside, and in those dark nights the fear is amplified, and you get tangled up in your senseless pride. Oh, it's a hard, ragged road to walk upon. You walk that hard road, the road you came in on. Haunt your own house and lie awake till dawn. Seems such a short time, here and then you're gone. Oh, it's a hard, ragged road to walk upon. Mystery causes your poor old head to spin, lost in the dust bowl in the garbage bin, and your skin longs for somebody else's skin. Oh, it's a hard, ragged road to walk upon. You walk that hard road, the road you came in on. Haunt your own house, lie awake till dawn. Such a short time, here and then you're gone. Oh, it's a hard, ragged road to walk upon. You walk that hard road, the road you came in on. You haunt your own house, lie awake till dawn. Seems such a short time, here and then you're gone. Oh, it's a hard, ragged road to walk upon. Yeah, it's a hard, ragged road to walk upon. Oh, it's a hard, ragged road to walk upon. There's an old one from the first Vinegar Creek constituency album, Walk That Hard Road. Haven't done that one in a while, and it probably showed, but that's all right. We're all friends here. Lois, I wouldn't begin to know what to think my favorite song is. I can't say that I have one because it's so mood dependent, you know. Your favorite song is whatever you gotta listen to right now. I don't know what that is for me right now. My favorite song is Everyone I'm Singing, I guess. But I like too much music of too many different styles to have a favorite song per se. If I had to pick one, it'd probably be a Beatles song. And I'll sing a whole bunch of those on Sunday for the Beatles brunch, folks. I hope you can make it. By make it, I mean turn on your device and point it in the general direction of the ether where I am. I feel like we all exist out in the ether these days. It's an interesting. We're all like digital cloud beings cosmic digital cloud beings of some sort. What a groovy feeling, yeah. Let's see. Anybody cook anything interesting this week? I want to hear about it. I want to hear about the interesting things you're cooking. It might give me an idea. Kitchen experimentation is one of my favorite parts of living through a pandemic, frankly. Angela, by creepy, I assume you mean the part about how we're all digital cosmic cloud beings and not the part about how cooking is my favorite part of a pandemic. Although I suppose that it's somewhat creepy that anyone would have a favorite part of a pandemic, but we all do. I guess granola counts as cooking. You got to bake it, right? It's kind of like baking. Homemade chicken noodles and chicken pot pie. That sounds tasty. Myself, I got a venison shoulder roast in the crock pot right now with some wild morel mushrooms that I foraged and some ancho chili pepper that came in a care package of food that my buddy Boomer sent to me, and some sweet potatoes that were growing somewhere around here. I bet that's going to be pretty good. I put some cacao in there just so the dogs can't have any. So when they come up to get some, I can be like, sorry guys, there's cacao in it, you know? You guys can't eat cacao. Damn, that's some game there, Meonis. Steve's got some game with that chicken masala and pheasant back mushrooms, a.k.a. dryad saddle, a.k.a. Cereoporus squamosus. It's a seasonal edible. I've been seeing a lot of those out there in the woods these days. Candace is eating a lot of tempeh. I didn't even know you could make rice from tempeh. I thought it was like a meat substitute strictly. Lots of tempeh, huh? That's interesting. I've never developed much of a taste for this stuff, but I'm pretty sure I haven't had the preparation knowledge of how to do that properly. I haven't made any deer dogs myself, Danielle, but I have had some before, and they were delicious. I am a fan of venison just about any way you serve it to me. I met a deer I didn't like. Lois is making hock ham and ham hock ham and baby green. I don't know if you meant to type that twice or if it's a dish I don't understand. Ham hock and baby green bean soup. Sounds delicious. I love some ham hock in a soup. We got a sweet potato cottage pie. That sounds good. I love sweet potatoes. Cauliflower soup with pesto and grilled shrimp. Yeah. That's the stuff. That's the ticket. That's some serious kitchen game. Anybody else baking bread? I've been doing sourdough bread. Getting back into it's a long multi-day process that's perfect for times when you don't have to go any damn where except to take the dogs out to the woods. Steve, I used to know Atlantic City by Springsteen. It's fallen out of my head. I'll try to get it back in there for you one of these times. It's a good song. I like that one. I would enjoy singing that one again. Oh, you can't wind those loving arms around me. Let's don't get kicked around by gravity. I always put up such a white, but I never get it right. And you're bound to wind up on the floor with me. Outside those February raindrops are falling. Night crawlers twisted in the street. They come up when rain comes down, just to drink until they drown. Sometimes nighttime does that same old thing to me. Sometimes I fall out of bed when I'm dreaming. Forces of nature make such a fool of me. Oh, I might love you, I could fall, beat my head against your wall. Oh, baby, I just can't stay on my feet. When I was a kid just out of high school, my mama said, don't you go fall in love, love, love. So when you gaze into her eyes, oh, it might not look so high. Wait till you take the dive from up above. Sometimes I fall out of bed when I'm dreaming. Forces of nature make such a fool of me. Oh, I might love you, I could fall, beat my head against your wall. Baby, I just can't stay on my feet. Flat on my back where I was supposed to be, there was an angel hanging round, saying, buddy, just stay down. Oh, you ain't built for verticality. Now my heart keeps knocking like a Bible salesman. My head keeps spinning like a fishing reel, reel, reel. They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, gal, but I say it's paved with banana peels. Sometimes I fall out of bed when I'm dreaming. Forces of nature make such a fool of me. Oh, oh, I might love you, I could fall, beat my head against your wall. Baby, I just can't stay on my feet. Oh, I might love you, I could fall, beat my head against your wall. Baby, I just can't stay on my feet. There's a song from the Vinegar Creek constituency album, Americana Sorta. It's the one with the circus people on the front, standing on an old roller coaster in an abandoned amusement park that we totally trespassed on to take the pictures. I'm admitting it right here on tape. We did it. We trespassed to take that photograph. Few more tunes for y'all. If there's anything you want to hear that I actually do, now's the time, baby. Now's the time. Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m. Beatles brunch. There is a post up on Patreon. My Patreon subscribers can make requests, and I'll get them in for the Beatles brunch. I've already got a few in there. If you're a Patreon subscriber, and you have a request for Beatle Brunch, get it on in. Let me know. If you're not a Patreon subscriber and you might like to see what it's all about, there's the link. Patreon.com/myname. Patreon is a platform where you provide monthly support for different creators. There's millions and millions of people using it now, podcasters, photographers, videographers, songwriters, dancers, all different kinds of people using Patreon. If you do anything creative, you can use it. And it's a pledge-based system. You pledge a small dollar amount, 1, 2, 10,000, whatever you want. And that's what you pay me for the content that I create. When I post it on Patreon, you get everything. You get all my most personal demo recordings that will never see the light of day anywhere else. You get occasional free mini concerts that I put on just for patrons. You get all the news. You get downloads if you want them. You get to request songs for the Beatle Brunch. And yeah, it's a hip club. So there's that if you want to check it out. My Patreon page has ramped up a good bit since the shutdown of all the gigs. Luckily for me, because it's the only way that I know that I have some money coming. So I don't know that song, Lois. Sorry. You're talking about a song by Buddy Holly, right? And not the song called Buddy Holly by Weezer? Because that one I can't do. I can do a song by Buddy Holly, though. I'm going to assume that's what you meant, Jessica. And do a song by Buddy Holly. Hi, Gretchen. What'd you say you were making there? A braised beef soup. Coconut milk is one of my favorites. I put that in my smoothie every day. Pineapple cores. All right. I want some of that. You can send some of that soup through the soup pipeline. The underground soup pipeline that I built between my house and yours for just such an occasion. Here's a song by the late great Buddy Holly. All of my love, all of my kissing, you don't know what you've been missing, oh boy. When you're with me, oh boy, the world will see that you were meant for me. All of my life I've been waiting, tonight there'll be no hesitating, oh boy. When you're with me, oh boy, the world will see that you were meant for me. Stars appear and the shadows are falling. You can hear my heart calling. A little bit of love makes everything alright. 'Cause I'm gonna see my baby tonight. All of my love, all of my kissing, you don't know what you've been missing, oh boy. When you're with me, oh boy, the world will see that you were meant for me. You don't know what you've been missing, oh boy. When you're with me, oh boy, the world will see that you were meant for me. That you were meant for me. That you were meant for me. Yeah. All right, folks, I'm going to do a few more songs for you, and then I'm going to go eat my dinner, and while the dogs look at me enviously, and watch some cartoons until my brain turns to a pleasant, warm mush that feels like some opioid-induced state, but it's really just cartoons and food. And then I'm going to fall asleep and wake up tomorrow and go walk around in the woods and play some more music. There you have my next 24 hours in a nutshell. Thanks for saying so, Steve. Makes my Friday night, too. What the hell would I have to do without you guys, you know? Augusta Harriet, hey, Luke. You didn't miss it, because I never played that song. I play that song around Halloween time every year, and that's about it. But sure. Give that one a go. So this tune, if you guys are unfamiliar, this is from Vinegar Creek Constituency's 2010 album Angel of the Last Waltz. And the image on the cover of the album was taken in a graveyard, the photo, by the infamous Scott Bookman. And it's a bunch of musicians playing in a graveyard. In the foreground, there's a marble stone, a beautiful statue of a woman holding up her dresses about to descend a staircase. The name of the woman buried there is Augusta Harriet Bittner. She died in, I believe it was 1906. Quite some time ago, obviously. And nobody's quite sure exactly how she died. There's not a lot of records there. But there are some stories about it. Some say that she fell down the stairs and broke her neck the night before she was to be married to a man that her family didn't approve of. Others say it was tuberculosis, which was a very common cause of death back then. But of more interest to us, I suppose, than how Augusta died is what she's been doing since then. Because the folks that live around Lancaster Cemetery where she's buried, some people have reported some strange goings-on in there surrounding that statue. In fact, if you look it up on the internet, it's often known in Lancaster ghost lore as the walking statue. People have claimed they've seen this statue of a woman moving around the cemetery late at night, which is something that large chunks of stone don't normally do of their own volition. People have said that this has been accompanied by ghostly mists and strange lights, and some swear that if you put your hand to the stone, you can hear the sound of a woman weeping. Now, I don't know if any of that's true, but it sure is interesting, and I'm a lot more interested in what's interesting than what's true as a storyteller. This one caught my eye, my ear, and my heartstrings, and I wrote a love song for a ghost. This is a tune called Augusta Harriet, for Augusta Harriet. Why do you walk around tonight? You are quite dead, my girl, and it's a bit unseemly to encounter you. Though lovely, it's likely that the sight of you sends cold tremors down the spines of those out walking too. And passers-by out passing by your statue under twilight sky may find something awry to see you out tonight. Oh, it's been 103 years since you fell down the stairs and broke your lovely neck in two descending. Now ours is a big and busy world, Augusta Harriet, and we don't like to make too much of little things. But it's awkward to meet the dead out walking, and it must be said that some will find it mildly disconcerting. Could love have kept her as inscribed upon the stone where you're embedded? And some say you left this world behind the night before the day you would to your true love be wedded. And tragically As I report, you tripped and cut your lifeline short, so it seems out of sorts to see you out tonight. Convention among the living holds that we return to dust, and so a corpse should stay down when we bury it. That's why I sing to you, my girl. It seems you flout the rules of life and death, Augusta Harriet. For all you've left is made of stone that watches over crumbling bones that died 100 years ago. Cannot sleep in peace below. If you must come again, my girl, I say welcome back to the world. I'll say hello if I should see you out tonight. If you must come again, my girl, and I say welcome back to the world. I'll say hello if I should see you out tonight. I'll say hello if I should see you out tonight. I don't know if you guys heard the little noises during the end of that song, though, but that would have been Ringo twitching and yelping in his sleep. It's quite strange. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap this up here. I saw some other requests go by for some covers that I don't know well enough to play right now. But I'll Love Minus Zero, that's a great song. I used to do it. Not tonight, but if you keep tuning in, I'll get it in for you. I love that song. Thank you so much, Lois. Thank you for sharing your presence with me. It really means a lot to be able to play for you guys this way. I'm really glad that we can do it. And if this pandemic had hit in a previous era, this wouldn't be possible. So I'm thankful for, as much as technology has both positive and negative aspects of it, this is an overwhelmingly positive one. I'm very grateful for. And I'm really sorry about your grandma, Angela. I hope she's doing okay, or that she will be okay. I'm afraid I don't know that song for you, but if you remind me again, I'd be happy to learn it. Love, Willie Nelson. And I'll be thinking of your grandma and all those who are suffering, and all those who are trying to alleviate suffering, all those who are out there working, putting themselves in between the virus and the people they're trying to save. All right, I'm going to end with this. I'm going to do, let's see what. Letters from Centralia. Sounds like a winner. Some of you guys have heard this story countless times by now, I'm sure. But since I never know who's watching, I'll tell it again anyway. And luckily for you, I never tell a story exactly the same way twice. I just don't have the brain for that. So it might ramble off in one direction or the other, but it'll wind up at the same point, and that point will be the song. There's a song written about Centralia, Pennsylvania, which used to be a town. Now it's more like a ghost of a place. A couple of hours north of where I now sit in Lancaster County, it was a coal mining town. But something went wrong there in 1962, and a fire in the town landfill ignited some veins of anthracite coal under the ground, and it spread very quickly through all the underground mining tunnels. And all efforts to extinguish it failed miserably. And the fact is, it's still burning there to this day underground. They say if you go there in the winter time, which I haven't been in the winter, I've only been there in the summer, you can see steam coming out of the drains and coming out of the cracks in the ground. Now, at first, in 1962, when this all happened, folks tried to go about business as usual. But pretty quickly, some unusual things started taking place. People were developing health problems, breathing problems, because toxic gases from the fire were getting into their basements. The local gas station found that the gasoline tanks underneath the ground there had heated up to perilous, dangerous, time-bomby type temperatures. And then, on Valentine's Day 1981, this little kid named Todd Domboski, shout out to Todd Domboski, if you ever happen to see this, write to me, we'll do a podcast together, it'll be awesome. So Todd's out playing in Centralia when all of a sudden the ground opens up beneath him. The earth opens its gaping, flaming maw, and a hellhole going all the way down 100 feet or so, full of fire and smoke and brimstone, and we can only assume little devils with ass pitchforks down there doing their thing, chanting, dancing around some hellish version of a maypole. And he's hanging on there for dear life and yelling, "Help me, help me." Unfortunately, somebody heard him, and they did. They pulled Todd out of the sinkhole before he was harmed. But that was about it as far as the Commonwealth of PA was concerned, and the government stepped in and told everybody to leave town. They started buying back people's houses, started closing down all the businesses, started knocking down all the buildings, and there aren't too many left there these days. However, a small group of people, I think it started out as 12 or 13, took it to court. They wanted to stay in their homes. They didn't think things were really that bad, and besides, it was their home, after all. And it took a couple of decades, but they won that suit with two conditions. They weren't ever allowed to sell their homes to anyone, and although they were allowed to stay, they could never bequeath their homes to anyone when they died. So Centralia has been slowly vanishing over the years. Now there's almost nothing left. I think there's a church and maybe 2 homes. After my visit there, I got to thinking about what it might have felt like to have grown up in and still be living in a town that is no longer even really a place. They lost their zip code. They lost the signs pointing to town. They closed off the section of highway that used to run through town and rerouted it around them. And my answer to the question, what would it feel like, came out in the form of this song, Letters from Centralia, from my latest record, The Halloween Tapes. I'm going to leave you guys with this one. Hope to see you on Sunday at 1 p.m. for the Beatles brunch. Thanks so much for all you're doing to support my show, to support me, and just to keep yourselves safe and sane. I hope you're all taking good care of yourselves out there and managing to find some room for growth and exploration and maybe even a little bit of joy during this very strange time. Dear Marie, thought I'd take this chance to write you. I had some business in a town that's got a post office. There's so much I meant to say ever since you moved away. It's been so long, you probably have forgotten me. I never blamed you much doing what you did. Heard the Commonwealth folks made you a nice offer. I'd have sold 'em my place too if I had brains like you. 'Cause where I am is nowhere now. Guess I'm nobody too. No train stop, Michigan Central Station. Nobody wants to swim the Salton Sea, and you can't send letters from Centralia, so I guess I won't be writing much, Marie. We were just kids back in 1962, playing Red Rover while the devil bought the place downstairs. I sure had a thing for you, I don't think you even knew. Some fires are destined to stay buried. You remember Valentine's Day to one, when that Don Bosky kid fell down the sinkhole, brought the government around, trying to erase our town. The home is home and hell with all that hell below the ground. No train stopped at Michigan Central Station. Nobody wants to swim the Salton Sea. Hey, and you can't send letters from Centralia, so I guess I won't be writing much, Marie. I don't believe it's half as urgent as they said it. I cough sometimes and a cat or two gets barbecued. They tore all them houses down and the weeds grew over the ground. To walk the streets you'd never know this used to be our town. Well, Marie, I only thought I'd drop a line. I don't think I'll make it back to Ashland for some time. Going back from where I came, no zip code and no name. A ghost inside a ghost town, watching steam rise from the drains. No train stop at Michigan Central Station. Nobody wants to swim the Salton Sea. And you can't send letters from Centralia, so I guess I won't be writing much, Marie. No, I guess I won't be writing much, Marie. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight, and every night that you do, it means a whole lot. I hope to see you actually tomorrow night. Don't forget, I mentioned earlier the Zoom isolation, McCleary's isolation review. Myself and a bunch of other performers will be zooming together in Zoom and zooming out your way through the computer screen to raise some funds for the staff at McCleary's Pub. I think that's at 8 p.m. Look for the invitation on Facebook. I'll share it tomorrow. If you are so inclined and you're so able, I will gratefully accept your tips for this broadcast at these addresses below, Venmo or PayPal. And if you want to if you'd rather send a check like some of you folks have been doing, that's fine too. You can contact me. Thank you all so much. See you soon. Be well and sweet dreams.